Sometimes like I would like have to play like a girl character because they're out of everybody else was out of characters like that were males. Like okay, I'll take that one. Didn't have an issue with it. Sometimes I get looked at funny like okay, go for it. Or like I guess a lot of the guys were sexual in a way that I just found very creepy. I didn't really identify with that. To the point in high school where if I was on football teams, like I would hang out with people there, never anywhere else, and then I would just basically just stick with people. Like I guess people who were kind of more open to variance. It was on the site called Scarletine. It was basically just like kind of like a young adult sex ed site, and I found out about like transgender people on there. It's like, oh, okay, oh, so that's what transgender is. Okay, and it's basically it's basically like transgender people are people who are who are assigned male at birth, but do not feel male or really like identify with like the male culture like in the society they're given. The article that I read talked about like how a lot of transgender people actually do have dreams where like, oh, what would I do if I were a girl, and then like how their life would be different and like what would they would like to do. And I had had a lot of dreams at throughout high school like about that, and I hadn't really, my brain did not really make the connection until about like a couple months later. Like I was actually over at just Joe West here at the university, just laying on my bed thinking about that, and like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm having these dreams. Transgender people have these dreams. Maybe I'm transgender. Okay. Okay, that's a big deal, So, as basically at that point I said, okay, this might seriously alter like how I actually approach life right now. I'll make a plan A, B, C to figure out like what I need to do. Like say if my family is accepting, if my family is like not accepting, just to like kick me out of the house. So after about, let's see, it was October that I came out to myself. So at around, I think early August of the following summer, I actually came out to one of my best friends, Sean. Following that, my sister, and then the day after, my mother. And my friend and sister were both like supportive right away. My mother, like, she had kind of a funny reaction. Is basically like, oh, like, so I came up to her and said, I want to be a woman. She's like, oh, so do you want to be more feminine, or no, I want to be a woman? I was like, okay, I'm gonna go garden for a couple minutes. And like with this one, I always say, hey, it seemed to work, because after that she was okay. Like after she had like done about half an hour of gardening, she and said, what, I'm okay with this. I will support you. There were some instances where it did like I guess make some people uncomfortable, and some people did try to bully me to sometimes entertaining effect. Yes, I say this because I'm like I've been at least 6 feet since about like 5th grade, so it's that didn't work very well. I guess I didn't view either the aesthetics or the realities of masculinity, I guess here in America and I guess around the world, as something I would want to embrace at all. And as such, I guess in high school I kind of avoided it until I found out about like being transgender, and I decided, okay, well, I don't have to be this anymore. Cool, all right. I just saw like just different, like I guess in ways that I was different from men at the time. Like okay, and thought, well, I'm a transgender woman. That makes perfect sense. Cool. For me, there wasn't really a fear of not being a man, if that makes sense.